Hello, this is Sudha Malli, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology, Kanyakumari. Today we learn about the hydrographic surveying, special for the sounding. Sounding means it's a process of determining depth below water surface is called as sounding. The step before undergoing sounding is determining the mean sea level. Depth of sounding is referred to the water level at the time it is made. The reduced level of any point of a water body is determined by subtracting the sounding from mean sea level, which it is analogous to leveling. A number of benchmarks are established at frequent intervals along the shorelines and cages are set on them. Purpose for sounding: preparation of accurate charts for navigation, determination of the quantities of the material to be filled, obtaining information for design of breakwaters, seawalls, etc. Material that to be dredged has to be determined early to facilitate easy movement in project without any confusion. Material dredging should also accompany where filling has to be done. Material dumping is also measured. Then sounding. It should be selected keeping in mind that all the important irregularities are recorded. The soundings are thus made along a series of straight lines at right angles to the shoreline. The spacing between the sounding lines and between the sounding points depend upon the nature of submarine surface as well as on the object of the survey. Usually spacing between sounding lines is kept 30 meter and spacing between sounding points is kept 7.5 meter to 15 meter. So sounding, the shoreline, range line, sounding point. Range line. A range or a range line is the line along which soundings are made. These are usually fixed perpendicular to the shoreline and are parallel to each other. What are the equipments used for sounding? So first of all, shore signals and buoys, sounding equipments, angle measuring instruments. Signal. It's a record to mark range lines. Each range line is marked with two signals at some distance apart along it each shore. The signals are usually wooden tripods with a white and colored flag on the top. It's a float made of light wood or hollow airtight vessel properly weighted at the bottom and is anchored in a vertical position by means of wires. In deep waters, the range lines are marked by a signal at shore and buoys in water. This is the process. Then sounding equipment, sounding boat, sounding rods, sounding machines, lead lines, fathometers. These are the instruments, equipments used. First of all, sounding boat. It is carried out from a flat bottom boat of low draft. The boats are generally provided with opening called wells through which soundings are taken. The motor should have adequate control both for low speed and for rough waters. Sounding boat. So sounding rod. These are made of strong well-seasoned timber, usually 5 to 10 centimeter in diameter and 5 to 8 meter in length. The sounding rods consist of 2 or 3 lengths screwed together so that unnecessary length may be removed when not required in shallow water. A lead shoe of sufficient weight is fitted at the bottom to keep the rod vertical in flowing water and to avoid sinking in mud or sand. The graduations on the rod are marked from bottom upwards. Thus, the reading corresponding to the water surface is directly the depth of water. Then lead line or sounding line. It's usually a length of such cord or tiller rope of Indian cum or braided flax or a brace chain with a sounding lead attached to the end. Due to prolonged use, a line of hemp or cotton is liable to get stretched. To graduate such a line, it is necessary to stretch it thoroughly when wet before it is graduated. The line should be kept dry when not in use. It should be soaked in water for about 1 hour before it is used for taking soundings. The length of the line should be tested frequently with the tape. For regular sounding, a chain or brace, steel or iron is preferred. Lead lines are usually used for depths over about 6 meters. The mass of the lead is generally between 5 to 10 kg depending upon the strength of the current and depth of water. Every 1 feet of the lead is marked with the cloth. Next one, sounding equipment is an echo sounding machine or fathometer. It's a common method where the depth of water is too much. An echo sounding machine known as fathometer is used. It measures the depth below the boat on which it is installed. It works on the echo property. It consists of a transmitter and a receiving oscillator, recorder unit, and power unit. The sound waves emitted at the surface of the water are recorded back after these return from the underwater surface. Since the velocity of sound waves in water is known as the distance traveled by sound waves can be calculated. The formula is d is equal to 1 by 2, that means of v into t. V is the velocity, t is the time travel. This method is very accurate and can be used in strong winds. It's more sensitive than other methods and produces continuous record in the form of curves when boat is in motion. Then the advantage of in this method, it is more accurate than the lead line. It can be used in strong currents of streams. It is more sensitive than the lead line method. It can be used on days or in any weather when the ordinary lead line method would be impossible. It is much more rapid in use than the ordinary method. This is the fathometer method. Then angle measuring instrument. Third one is, so most common angle measuring instruments are theodolite, prismatic compass, and the other one is sextant bar. The theodolite and prismatic compass are not suitable for angle measurements from sounding boards due to instability of rowing boards. Sextant has been found to be most suitable for measuring angle in any plane. Navigators and surveyors measure angles from sounding board by sextant only. When observations are made from the shore, theodolite and prismatic compass are used. The sextant used in hydrographic surveying is known as the sounding sextant. It slightly differs in construction from the astronomical sextant. So, some points kept in mind while using the sextant. First one is angle measured with the sextant is an oblique unless 3 points sighted lie in horizontal plane. The size of the angles and length of sight affect the precision of angle measurement. A sextant is not recommended for angle measurements when the angles are less than 15 degrees and the sides are less than 300 meter. Vertical angles can also be measured with the sextant in a similar manner to that of horizontal angles. Thank you.